All right, so here we have Bitcoin grinding out the top of this range right now. We're going to find out whether it breaks it, what's going to happen if it does, and what's going to happen if it don't. All right, so pretty short update today. I mean, it's pretty clear cut what the bullish and bearish case that we have going on right now. So we're going to go through it, find out the story of the market. Right now, you did have this curved pattern. Once we got double top rejection here, basically had a bear trap and a bull trap right after another. Now we have this little curve pattern, or this little curve right here. Your moving averages did converge against each other, but now they did have a multi-crossover here. So if these fan out and make the confirmation and all get ahead of each other, or all get above each other, and we break this trend line at the same time, that means we're going to be bullish. All right. And right now, your momentum oscillators, which one being your RSI, did get rejected from the bullish control zone. We did have a hint of bearish divergence here from here to here. Now, the thing is, has it played out already? We really haven't seen the move that should have came with the bearish divergence, but I mean, we could just have enough buying power right now to not worry about it. And plus, if we can get this RSI above, back above this high, we'll basically say that it's already played out, or that it didn't play out at all. All right, so yeah, like I said, right now your RSI is trying to get into the bullish control zone, testing your signal line. We do need to get below 19.3, 19.5, 34 in order to cross that signal line to the downside. Right now your MACD, which is also a momentum oscillator, printing some light green bars on the histogram, so your positive momentum is waning. Looks like you're either going to come here for a retest or a cross to the downside. You need to stay above 19.553 in order to keep rising above. You need to stay above 19.547 in order to stay above this signal line. So basically right where we're at right now, this is an inflection point. We're either going to go down or up from this level. I know that, you know what I mean, that's funny, but we're not really going to go sideways too long. We could grind out the top of this trend line for a minute, but I don't think it's going to last very long. I think it's going to break either tonight or tomorrow at the latest. Right now, your BBWP, which is a volatility indicator, has crossed its moving average to the downside, definitely contracting with the price action going sideways. So as soon as this thing turns around, creates an upside curvature, starts to work its way up, that's when the move's going to happen. Either we break the trend line or we break the 21. Now, if we break the 21, that's not going to look too good, because I would expect to move down to 19,300 if we break the 21 at 19,440 region. All right, now, if we break the 200 at basically 19,225, I would expect a small bounce at the 19,125 region, probably back up to the 19,225, and then resumption down, probably another bounce somewhere around 18,950. But if basically you got your POC, point of control, and the VPVR right here to your right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level, if we break that, probably going to 18K again. All right, so this is important right now of what's happening. We are at an inflection point. Either we're going to break this trend line and probably go up, back up to the range highs at 20,450, or we're going to crack down and go back to 18K. So a big move is coming. Let's see, how big of a move do we got here? So if we go back up to the range highs, it's going to be a 5% move. But if we break the range highs, we could see, 23,000 pretty quick, and that's a 17% move. If we break the range highs, we got a measured move here. All right, so measured move. Let's see if it goes in confluence with anything. All right, so your measured move would be right here. We'll check out where it goes. 22,300, basically, the region. All right, so there's your measured move of the range. Let's take a measured move of the range to the downside. So we got here to here. So if we break that range, basically down to this purple zone right here, what's the next stop? Check it out. 16,500 region. That has been a number that we've been talking about a lot recently. So, stay nimble right now because, like I said, this is an inflection point. Now, be careful of a trap. You break this trend line and then crack back down. If that happens, expect 18K. Now, if we come up and have a retest and a resumption breaking the last high of the breakout, that's when we're, talking about those upper levels. All right. So you want to wait for these moving averages, see if they fan out, see if they hold. If you start breaking these moving averages, that's not going to look good. Your POC at basically 19,130 is your last line of support until 18K. I mean, you can have a small bounce at like 18,850, but it's not going to hold, not in my opinion. Let's move on to the 4-hour. Here on your 4-hour, your RSI is trying to get up to the bullish control zone. Nope, nothing to be aware of there. MACD, fresh cross of the signal line and the 0 line, but we are coming into high resistance right now. We have this last high. We also have, we just have a few highs here that we're going to run into resistance on the MACD. Right now, your positive momentum on the 4-hour is increasing, though, as your BBWP just crossed its moving average. So that's what I'm saying. The volatility is here, like we've been talking about. We was talking about a big move yesterday. Boom. Look what happened. The big moves are not over. The volatility is here. Just got to wait for it to go sideways and grind out this range for a little bit on the 1-hour, this trend line. But it's either going to break it or it's going to break the moving averages. So we're either going to probably 23 or 16,500. That's basically what I'm looking at right there. Let's go to the order block and stochastic. Right now you are sitting in a supply order block, which is a bearish order block, signified here by this red zone. Stochastic is crossing back to the upside, entering the overbought region. Now we can stay in here for a while. All right, it just means that it's not sustainable. Like we have high resistance up here at the 93.36 region of the stochastic. See, you got your high, your high, your high, your high. All right, so we're going to have high resistance there if we continue to go up. Now, you got rejected from this double bearish order block at about 20K last time. All right, so be aware of that level. That's going to be high resistance. Okay, so let's, so basically here it is. All right, you start breaking these moving averages. You break the 200 at 19, we'll say 200 on a 1-hour closure. All right, your POC is the last line of support. But honestly, if you break the 200, I think you will break that. I think you could get a bounce at the POC, possibly back up to some of these moving averages, but then I think you would get rejected and come down to 18. All right, so in the bullish cases that you break the trend line, come up for a retest, resumption up. You have to break the last high of the breakout. All right, so once you break out, come back down for retest, resumption up. You have to break the last high on a 1-hour closure in order for this to not be a bull trap or a potential bull trap. All right, so stay nimble right there. If you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. We have a lot of good conversation about trading, investing, crypto, NFTs, all the markets in the Discord. It's definitely the place to be. We stay ahead of the curve collectively. Definitely join the Discord. The link is in the description below. All right, so let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum here. All right. Looking pretty good right now. Testing the last highs. But the last time we did this, we had a double top. Are we having another double top now? This red zone is going to be high resistance. We've had this red zone drawn for a long, long time, still being respected. Now, momentum oscillators, your RSI is trying to enter that bullish control zone. We're going to have high resistance at this level. We got a high, and another high. So we're going to have high resistance once we get up to there, if we get up to there. MACD. Trying to get the retest, but it's one tick. All right. So we need to get the retest. We need to get back above this last high on the MACD in order to remain bullish. If we cross it to the downside, I would expect a minor rejection out of this RSI. And if we cross that signal line, get back below this low on the RSI, I would expect us to come all the way down to the neutral median line. And that would mean that we come down to these moving averages and possibly break them. Got your POC, point of control, and the VPVR coming right in at 1300 basically. Actually, it's like 1296, right where your 200's coming in at. That's your last line of support. You break that, $1,000, here we come. Again, BBWP, below its moving average, working its way down to the lower zone, so we could contract here for a minute and consolidate here on the bottom of this red zone. You break the red zone in the 21, it's going to start looking sketchy. All right, I would expect a bounce from the 50 at 1310. Now remember, 1300 is the level to stay above. I mean, you got your 100 right here. So basically, I'd like to see us stay above 1300, maybe get a wick down to 1296. We have to stay above this level. If we cross that level on a 1 hour closure, $1,000 in my opinion. Now, if we break these last highs at basically 1344 on a 1 hour closure, next stop, back up to here at 1384, then $1,400. And that's what I'd be looking at. Let's go over here to the Stokes. So you are hitting a bearish order block. Doesn't look like it's providing too much resistance. Your stochastic is still in the overbought region. As you see, if you would have sold as soon as it entered it, you would have missed not too much of a move, but you know, the move could be still going. 3% move. If you would have sold, you would have missed that. Like I said, it can stay in the overbought or oversold extreme regions for quite a while. If you would have sold in the last bull market when it entered overbought, you would have missed the last 3 months of the bull market, which is where most of the gains were. All right, so just stay nimble right there. It could remain here for a while. We're going to have high resistance at the 99.74 level on the stochastic. If we can break this last high on the stochastic, also these highs, that's where I would expect us to go. I would expect us to lead us back above this last high, 1345, and then we come back to it. All right, so basically on Ethereum, you break this last high at 1344, probably going to see 1400. If you break the 200 and this VPVR level, basically 1300, like we've been talking about, probably going to go down to $1,000. So that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. Solana, looking decent. You know, you are having this curve bottom right now. So, I mean, do you come up to this last high and make a cup and handle? We're going to find out. All right, so RSI. Crossing your signal line to the upside, bullish control zone. Oh, retest and resumption. Starting to print some more dark green bars on the histogram here on the MACD as your BBWP is curling back around, trying to get into the upper zone. Solana looks like it could have a little pop. Now, if we break the 21, no, actually, if we break the 50 and 100 at basically $30.50, $30.40. All right. That's what's not going to look good. I would expect us to come all the way back down to 28.40. All right. And probably even lower, but a small bounce there. I would expect actually a pretty good bounce at 28.40. But like I said, we need to hold this level. Right now, we are finding resistance at the POC, point of control, on the VPVR. Can we get above it? If we can break this last high at $32, I would expect us to come up back to the previous range high at basically 34.34. So quite a bit of hot air. I would expect a rejection at the $33 mark, but probably get above that if we can break this last high, because then these moving averages are going to have a multi-crossover and a fan-out confirmation, which is one of my signals in trading. All right, so definitely watch that. Let's go to the Stokes. Stokes right now are looking pretty good. Not sustainable, though. We're coming up on a bearish order block, so you want to stay nimble right now. We could get rejected from this. So, honestly, I mean, the move could be over. It's either going to pop above these highs or it's going to roll over basically at the top of this purple zone at 31.50. All right, so that'd be what I'd be looking at right there. Once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the damn Discord. It is the place to be. All right. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.